Hey everybody, Robert Linkul here with Be Stronger Fitness and TrainingTheOlderAdult.com. I wanted to take you through our topic today of split stance exercises. Mostly for us is the lunge and the step up, and how we get our older adults to successfully perform those movements, even if they come to us unable to do so. So going through our movement observation and our strategy session with them, we kind of collect all the data that we need that's going to let us know if they're capable of doing this movement or not. As we go through that movement observation, one of the first things we ask them is, are you comfortable getting up and down off the floor or getting down to a knee or not? And if the answer is no, then we know we're going to need some kind of progression or a deloading device that's going to help us get them to the point where they can, and then eventually we'll build up the strength as we need to get there. Our philosophy on this is, if the client isn't capable of performing the movement, how are they ever going to get better at doing that if they're unable to do it, period? The training control ranges of motion, typically the top half. So if you're looking at a lunge and someone's able to go halfway down and return, how are they ever going to get better at that bottom part if we can't practice doing that? So in my opinion, I like to be able to take the client, deload them. I'll use some real simple math. If I'm 200 pounds, I grab onto this 40-pound band as I go down into my lunge, and that 40 pounds kicks in, I'm going to be somewhere around 160 pounds of tension on my body at the bottom, and as I come up, that load will then get heavier. I'm deloading my body, allowing myself, it's probably not strong enough or not mobile enough at this point to do it with 200 pounds or with my body weight. I'm going to deload that to allow that movement to occur. And as I continue to get stronger, more mobile between doing this and the other exercises we have, I'll get to a point where I can take this band from a 40 down to a 20 and then a 20 down to a 10, eventually get to a point where I can just do lunges in place or split squats on my own. All right. So basic component, we get the client, ask them to take one knee on the floor. If they can get down on one knee, which we call the 290s, okay? 90 degree in the knee, 90 degree in the back knee. If they can get to those 290s on both knees, then we're capable of doing lunges or split squats, and we're gonna go ahead and do that. If they're not, then we know we're gonna have to give them some kind of assistance, and we'll come over and we'll start working on this. So I love to use this rack in this position here. We'll take these simple little resistant bands at the handles on one end, you flip it over one side. And then to anchor these, if you want them to stay here, because when the clients get done, sometimes they have a little tension and they flick it and the whole thing drops off of there. So what you can do, very expensive little device called a hair tie, those little tiny black hair ties, you just take them around here, slide it up, and it'll pinch and hold it right on there for you. And then you can flip them and they won't come off at all. So we use some very expensive 99-cent hair ties to help us keep those in place. So once the band is in position, there's two positions we'll work with, shoulder height, or we'll call it in the pockets or at the hip. So we'll have the client engage and push their hands down. And the reason I really like to do this inside a rack rather than from a suspension device or suspension hook from above is the client has the bar, the angle of the rack, to use as an alignment tool to help them see where their posture should be. So from that camera angle, you should see really well. If I go down into my lunge and I'm hinging forward, I'm nowhere near the alignment in this rack that I need to be. So the client will be able to line their body up in the rack, pull their shoulders back, put their hands down in their pocket, and go straight down on both knees, straight back up, and work on their alignment position. I can feel that band really kicking in, taking pressure off that back hip flexor for me. So it's allowing my mobility and my strength to gain while deloading my body, allowing me to work through this range of motion. Eventually, ideally, I'll be able to decrease my load on this tension band and eventually get to a point where I can do lunges on my own or split squats on my own. So we'll work into that position. A couple of corrections that we'll see. Client continues to tip forward as we go. We pretty much know for the most part that's a hip flexor issue. You need to lighten up that hip flexor or give more assistance on the band to help assist them, to help deload them. We call it butt upping. So if you come down into your lunge, you put your butt up first and you use your back to help you. You're avoiding that hip flexor stretch in the back entirely by doing this continued little butt up roll through your lunge to help you successfully perform reps, but not necessarily do them right, okay? The other one we have is with the step up. I'm a big fan of these guys, okay, these pads here. We have the ability to take a fall, take a stumble, scrape a knee, scrape a shin on this, and they're not going to hurt themselves. Also, they're padded, so if we need to do some up downs or some progressive get ups, you have the option to use that. So you throw your box down. I like to engage, make sure their whole foot is all the way on the box. These are a tiny bit tippy for heavier individuals or lighter individuals holding a lot of weight. If you're right on the edge of the box, it will tip up a little bit on you. Okay, so you make sure they're about an inch or two in. I have one position at the shoulder. As I step up and I switch, I get a little bit of assistance. I also have a balance control component here too. This will help me in my balance issues if I have those. And then I can go all the way down. Boy, I get a lot of help here. A lot of attention as I come up and switch through my feet. A lot of help from that. Either one of those at different heights, 6, 8, 12, maybe even 24 inches if you want to work up to that height. It's a great way to teach your clients how to work through these ranges of motion while deloading their body weight to the point where they can capably perform them. We've had probably 30 to 40 clients, I'd say all of them over 50, that were unable or not capable of performing a split squat or a lunge at all when they came in, and they can all perform them now. And we've had maybe 2 or 3 clients that had major issues with steps, mostly because of knee or foot issues that we've been able to work with them to here, deload and build the strength, get to the point where they can do steps now as well. Such a big priority, and our motto and our focus here is movement is life. So we want people to be able to perform these simple daily movements of getting up and down off the floor, which, as you know, is part of the split squat. Part of the get up, you have to be able to get down to a knee, get up and down, but also just get up and down out of stairs, get up and down off of the bed, off the floor, out of the car, wherever it is. You got to be able to get up and down out of position, split your feet, walk up and down flights of stairs, get in and out of the shower, all that. All those are big key components. So hopefully these are some good teaching tools you can implement with your clients. If you have questions, let me know. If not, thanks for joining us. Have a good day.